Welcome back. We have a visit from a couple of the ladies from Kamloops Hospice this afternoon. Holly Eburn sitting across from me and Pamela Young sitting next to me. It's great to have you guys back on the show.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. How are things going at the hospice, by the way?
Very good.
Good.
Yeah.
Busy as always, I'm sure.
We are busy, yes. Yeah.
You guys are offering a workshop on advanced care planning. So tell me about that, Pamela.
So we have 2 workshops coming up, and the whole goals behind advanced care planning in our workshop really is just to start the conversation about why is advanced care planning so important, how do you go about doing it, who do you talk to when you're thinking about creating an advanced care plan. So it's just those first steps, getting comfortable with some of that dialogue and the language that you might use around it.
Some people talk about having a living will. How is this different from that?
It's a little different. I think it's more about language, really, when it comes to a living will. With our advanced care plan, it doesn't have to be a legalized document. It can be as simple as having a conversation with your family and loved ones, maybe appointing a substitute decision maker, and you can formalize it in writing it down. And it can be as simple as that. It's really about who needs to know the information, and can you trust that person to follow through with whatever your goals and values and beliefs are around your healthcare decisions.
Now, being with Kamloops Hospice, I'm sure that you see all kinds of situations with people who come in, people who may not have specific plans in place, and perhaps that creates some confusion or frustration amongst family members that are there. I don't know. Is that correct? Or
yeah, you know, personally, I found that it can tear families apart if there's one member that wants something for their mother and the other member just is absolutely dead set against it. And if the mother had written that out, then it would take so much stress away from the family. They would feel better. The long-term effects of making decisions and, you know, the uncertainty of it would be gone. So.
And in your job, you're there to try to make everybody get along, so it must be a bit stressful if you're trying to care for the patient and people around the patient are not
always on the same page. Yeah. And so I think when you start having those conversations earlier on, so we say this workshop is for anybody over the age of 19. You don't have to be living with a life-threatening or life-limiting illness. We encourage people just to come because we don't know when we're going to have a healthcare crisis.
That's right.
Or an accident. We could be any age, and then someone has to make a decision on your healthcare on the healthcare choices if you can't speak for yourself. So like what Holly's saying is if you've had those conversations all the way along, the dialogue, those conversations feel more natural. They're not as difficult to have, and everybody's on the same page. So there's no question about what mom or dad would have wanted. And we do see, whether it's through hospice or just talking to people on the street when we have a workshop or a booth set up, about how important that is. And that takes that responsibility off them, and it's really giving them a gift. You feel confident in the decisions that you're making if you're ever in that position.
So it's not necessarily just about end-of-life care. It's about anything that affects your life.
Yeah, I keep thinking of the young people. So in their 20s, they have a skiing accident and they're unconscious and they don't have a voice. And the parents, what are the parents? Do they know what their child wants? You know, so those are the things that really stick with me. It's not end of life. It's living your life the best you can. And when you don't have a voice, can someone speak for you?
So this is taking place at the Kamloops Alliance Church on February 9th and February 18th. Those are 2 separate days for the workshops, is that right?
Yes.
Do people need to sign up or just show up?
They should register first, so they can contact me at Kamloops Hospice. You can either email me at pamela@kamloopshospice.com or call our office at 372-1336 and to register. And we're taking a maximum of about 30 people per workshop because you don't have to participate and be interactive if you don't want to, but we encourage people to ask questions and be a part of that discussion. And so it is great if you can sign up. We're offering it on the 2 different days, one a weekend, so that people can attend if they're working as well. And again, it's 19 years or older. You don't have to be living with a life-threatening or life-limiting illness. It's for anybody. And I'd say, you know, bring your parent with you or bring your son or daughter with you, because really that's how those conversations begin. Yeah.
Thank you to the both of you, Pamela and Holly, for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, these both workshops taking place in the month of February, one on the 9th, one on the 18th at the Kamloops Alliance Church. If you would like to learn more, the phone number there, 372-1336. We are back in a minute. Stay with us.